In the morning when I wake up, I immediately start crying because it hurts.
It starts in the most mundane way. You wake up. The light hits your eyes. You stretch, maybe groan a little. But for Selena Gomez, waking up isn't just about another day sometimes. It's about bracing for another wave of emotional pain that crashes in before she even gets out of bed. She once admitted, "It just hurts like in the morning when I wake up. Immediately start crying 'cause it hurts." That sentence, raw and unfiltered, has now echoed across the internet. Not because it's shocking, but because it's heartbreakingly relatable. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Selena Gomez, a global pop star, actress, and beauty mogul, has lived much of her life under a glaring spotlight. But what happens when the world's idea of perfection starts to distort your own reflection? This isn't just about a celebrity breakup or another tabloid headline. It's about self-worth, body image, and the kind of pain that doesn't go away with fame. In a world that told her to be perfect, Selena simply tried to be enough, and sometimes that wasn't even close. Let's dive in, because the story you think you know, it gets deeper, much deeper. From the outside, Selena and Justin were it. Two teen superstars caught in a whirlwind romance on red carpets at award shows, tangled in a love story that millions rooted for. But behind the carefully curated selfies and stadium tours, it was much messier. They broke up, got back together, broke up again. The cycle repeated not just in headlines, but in her heart. And each time, Selena walked away a little more fractured. Was it timing? Was it the pressures of fame? According to recent online whispers, it was something far more gutting. Justin, reportedly, had a type. And it wasn't Selena. He liked model-esque girls. Slim. Conventionally beautiful. The kind of women splashed across Victoria's Secret runways and Instagram Explore pages. The kind of women Selena had been silently comparing herself to and losing. Let that sit for a second. Ever been in love with someone who quietly wishes you were someone else? Selena has lupus, an autoimmune disease that doesn't just affect her health, but her appearance. The steroids, the surgeries, the bloating, the fatigue. Her weight fluctuated. Her energy dropped. She couldn't hide it, not when the paparazzi lens zoomed in on every curve, every pound gained, every imperfect moment. But society didn't care about her medical chart. It cared about her bikini photos. Comments poured in. She's let herself go. Why does she look like that now? She used to be so pretty. And then Justin moved on. To Hailey Baldwin, tall, thin, glowing skin, model off-duty chic. To the outside world, it looked like a level up. To Selena, it was confirmation of every insecurity she'd ever tried to ignore. What do you do when the person you loved, and maybe still love, chooses someone who looks like your worst self-comparison? Selena never said Justin was evil. She never called him out. But in interviews, the cracks showed. She revealed that during their relationship, she felt less than. That he would comment on other girls' bodies. That he preferred thin. And that preference started to poison how she saw herself. There's nothing like being in love and simultaneously feeling like you're not enough. She began doubting her reflection, picking apart her body, covering up her curves, smiling through public appearances while crying behind closed doors. And she kept trying, kept loving, kept hoping. Because when you're made to believe that love is conditional, you do everything to meet the conditions, even if it breaks you. There's something jarring about someone like Selena Gomez, with her millions of fans, her success, her platform, saying she cries every morning because it hurts. But that's the thing about emotional wounds. They don't care about your follower count. She wasn't just grieving a relationship. She was grieving the self she lost while trying to make it work. Grieving the body that changed without permission. Grieving the fantasy she once believed in. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a spiritual bruising. She was waking up not just alone, but lost. Social media doesn't forget. And it rarely forgives. But something shifted recently. Fans started digging into old interviews, clips, and confessions. They connected the dots. The heartbreak, The pressure. The toxic comparisons. A tweet went viral. Selena Gomez defending herself from all the body-shaming comments. This is literally sick. And the internet rallied. For once, not in mockery, but in solidarity. Because we've all been there. In some way. Feeling not good enough. Measuring our worth against someone else's highlight reel. Trying to shrink ourselves to fit into someone else's fantasy. Selena just happened to do it under the watchful eyes of the world. Selena didn't disappear. She didn't fade away. Instead, she came back louder, realer, and more unfiltered than ever. She posted swimsuit photos without editing. Spoke openly about her weight. Shared raw moments on TikTok where she clapped back at body shamers. She launched Rare Beauty, not just a brand, but a message. She reclaimed her story. Because here's the truth, you don't have to be someone's type to be valuable. You don't have to shrink to be lovable. You don't need to look like a model to matter. Selena started telling herself that, and the world started listening. Selena is still healing. Healing isn't linear. Some mornings still hurt. Some nights are still lonely. But she's not hiding it anymore. And that honesty? It's powerful. Because in showing her mess, she made space for ours. She reminded us that even the most beautiful people in the world sometimes feel invisible. That you can be successful, talented, adored, and still feel like you're not enough. But more importantly, she showed us that those feelings don't define us. We get to redefine us. Here's a thought. What if Selena's story was never really about Justin? What if he was just a mirror, reflecting back the insecurities she was already wrestling with? What if we all have a Justin, someone who made us question our worth? And what if the real healing begins not when they validate us, but when we validate ourselves? Selena isn't a victim. She's a survivor of her own story. And that makes her a warrior. So maybe the story isn't tragic. Maybe it's the beginning of something stronger. Let's be honest, most of us have felt like Selena. Maybe not in a tabloid or on a red carpet, but in dressing rooms. In relationships. In group chats where you wonder if your body, your personality, your you-ness is too much or not enough. Selena's story is a mirror. Painful, honest, necessary. But it's also a reminder that your worth isn't decided by someone else's preference. That your value isn't up for debate. That healing is messy, but possible. And if Selena can wake up crying and still face the day, so can you. Speech balloon, now we want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where someone made you feel less than? Did you overcome it? Are you still in the process? Share your story below, because chances are, someone out there needs to hear it. You're not alone. You never were.